I think our students get exposed to so many things. It's really terrific.
Students can learn in the classroom, of course, all of the technical skills, but what puts us apart from like a trade film school is that you're going to be reading theory and looking at how theory and practice go to hand in hand.
You'll learn some theory, of course, and this helps, but also practical applied steps. How to choose words, how to write a press release.
Basic reporting skills, writing, creating a lead and a nut graph, your inverted pyramid, those sort of basics. Or in the more advanced classes, how to put together a whole rundown for a broadcast TV show.
How to write for social media, which you might think you know how to do, but trust me, it's very different to write for your friends and socially versus professionally or in academic settings.
One of the most important things that I try to teach, and one of the things that students can definitely learn here, specifically at American University in the journalism division, is that journalism isn't just a career, it's also a lifestyle.
So instead of just knowing how to push buttons, you'll also understand well, what is it that I'm actually trying to say? And how am I going to say it?
They really learn to not only be professionals in the field, but they also learn to be members of this community.
You also learn about connecting with others and networking with professionals in the field or alums. So there's a mixture of inside and outside the class that I think is really beneficial.
What they learn here is really how to be a journalist in every facet of their lives.
To an incoming student, I would tell them to enjoy every minute of it.
First year of college is a big year in many ways. Remember to breathe.
Get involved and treat every project, story, etc. as an opportunity to build your portfolio.
Get to know your professors and go to office hours, talk to them about their research, talk to them about what you're interested in.
Because that's what you're going to walk out here with, and that's what will either get you a job or not.
You deserve to be here. Now think about, what are the opportunities? What should I check out? What seems interesting? What don't I know about?
You get everything published, whether it is a text story, a multimedia story, an audio story. It does you no good to do this work and have it just rest and also eventually die on your laptop.
This is the best time to experiment, to try, to fail, to really understand and hone in on your craft and what you want to study.
That's the great part about being at American, is that the classes are small and you have the opportunity, if you can take some of that time, you have the opportunity to really get to know the faculty here.
On the one hand is check out other things and do more, but also take a step back, because you can check something out and say, I don't like it, and then check something else out.
Look at your colleagues and your student colleagues as your professional colleagues.
And if you work hard and professors understand what you're interested in, when opportunities come along, then those professors and faculty and staff too can help you to reach the goals that you have.
What you don't know is that 5 or 10 years down the road, your colleagues who were in your classes might actually be the person who might be interviewing you for a job.
So really, take advantage of all the things that we have to offer. There are film screenings almost nightly in DC, and pretty much almost nightly on campus too.
Dive right in and approach all those opportunities as not only as a chance to learn and to grow, but to develop your reporting and to put another story in your back pocket.
Geography is destiny.
We are right in the middle of all of it.
DC is the third largest film market in the United States after LA and New York.
So you have Capitol Hill, you have media all around you.
Our location here at such a crucial time in history means that we are living history every day.
At Washington, D.C. is the best journalism lab that any journalism student could have.
But then thinking about DC as a place to learn and a place to play. What can you take advantage? Because AU is sort of in a bubble. We're up here in a nice place. How do you get off campus? That's going to be a key thing to think about.
What puts us apart is the strong documentary focus that we have in DC, especially working with the nonprofits.
And you're also in this sort of international city. So you have access to all of these things at your fingertips, and that really sort of shapes the way that you can report and the stories that you can tell.
And for my reporting students, my journalism ethics students, I think that they have the opportunity to intern on Capitol Hill, to intern at nonprofits, at non-governmental organizations all over Washington, and it's such an exciting time to be here.
Students not only have an opportunity to cover stories from a national perspective, whether they be the marches on Washington or being able to actually attend congressional meetings and hearings and those types of things.
And we have a lot of industrial films here. We just had House of Cards in Baltimore, where a lot of our students worked on.
You know, I'm so proud to see students, I have former students who are covering the White House for TV media, and it's just so amazing to see students working in Washington, you know, after they've graduated.
So there's a lot of great things to being here that gives you a heads up from other programs.
Because you can just hop on the metro and go down to Capitol Hill to report that story that a lot of students elsewhere could never get. Or we have students cover, you know, the March for Our Lives rally or other sort of rallies and protests, and again, they can just hop in an Uber and get down to the White House and cover those things, and those are things that a lot of students elsewhere would never have that opportunity.